Oh my goodness, I'm nervous.
I am nervous as well. No way you're nervous. You're so used to meeting people. Hi, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, So I'm Jen. You have a great name. So I'm
You
Jen.
have a
It's
great
such
me
a
too.
good name, I have to say.
Yours is Nas Daily. So it's like daily videos that you were doing. Oh my goodness, how's your day been? I saw like you posted something about the rain. Was it terrible? And you're doing all this packaging for your classes. How's your day been?
How's my day been?
Yeah.
It's been a bad day. I think it's a bad day. We're not supposed to be at the office anymore after Tuesday. So yeah, it's kind of like mini lockdown in Singapore now, and we have to
Okay.
get a lot of work done before that. So we're a little bit screwed, but can't complain. We have it better than most people.
Yeah.
How are you?
For you, do you feel the stress that, you're gonna have to be stuck at home? Are you nervous about that?
Am I nervous about that? No, no. I mean, I think like my apartment is nice. Like there's nothing to complain about it. It's like I would be nervous if I was stuck with 5 kids, one bedroom,
Yep. Yep.
and a terrible relationship. That would really kill me.
No, and
So
on top of that, if you don't have an income, if you're freelancing, on
yeah,
top of that, you're taking care of your kids. I think that
yeah.
is next level. So yeah, so you did have a great day, and you're really busy. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I
Of
cannot
course.
believe I'm actually speaking to you. I'm really really excited. So you know
Thank you,
what?
thank you.
I just want to kickstart the conversation about content creation. Just go straight into it.
Right.
So, you were doing videos for like 1,000 videos, if I'm not wrong. 1,000 or 1 minute this.
Yes.
I'm curious, do you think that consistency was what made you famous, or it was something else?
Well, famous is the F word. I don't like the F word. So I don't think I'm famous. I think real fame is like Gandhi's famous, Barack Obama's famous.
Okay. So what do you like? What do you prefer?
I think creator. I think the ability to create. I mean, things like, creating a kid, like making a kid from nothing is impressive. Creating a company is impressive. Creating a song is impressive. Creating a video is impressive. And so I really enjoy the act of creating 0 to 1, and that's what I wanted to do. But then I realized if you want to be a creator, then you must surround yourself with like a very strict deadline. So that's why I made a deadline of every day I must create a video, because I wanted to force myself to create. Fame was a side effect. People that come from a village or that look like me don't dream of fame. I'm not like, if I looked like Brad Pitt, then yeah, maybe you're right. I should be famous if I was like Brad Pitt, but I'm not. So so that's why I don't dream of fame, but I've always dreamed of creating. And that's why the 1,000 day thing was born.
You've mentioned in one of your stories about you wanting to, have a voice.
Yeah.
And so was that part of like like it happened along the way, or was it like when you were a kid, you're just like, yeah, this has to happen. I need to have a voice. Was that part of your dream?
That's cool. Actually, how about you? I wanna flip it to you first.
Sure.
Did you care about having a voice?
It's a byproduct. I didn't know that I have a voice and have an influence. It came along with, being well known for the videos that I've created. So to answer your question, what really drive me, for you is creating. For me is making people laugh. I really enjoy, entertaining people because for me, I've had like very bad days. And
Yeah.
then just one video that inspires me or entertains me, somehow that magic just changes my mood. It uplifts me for that moment, and things
Yeah.
get slightly better. And I get those
Interesting.
messages sometimes. I do get those messages that, I'm having a terrible day, your video made it better. And that just brings meaning to my work.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep doing what I do. Like, it makes me happy that I can make people slightly happier. So yeah, that's what keeps me going.
That's cool. That's cool. I think my journey, I think, is a little bit different. I thrive on anger and frustration. and stress. So I really enjoy stress. And I'm not fun to be around for extended periods of time. This is good. This is fine. That's all I recommend.
Okay.
So I think like I grew up feeling like I had no voice for many, many years. I was a middle child, and in my community, if you're older, then you're more valuable. As simple as that. You're one year older, it means you're 100 years wiser. And I was like, fuck, I hated it. So,
Yeah.
so that's one of the problems. Another thing is, like, I grew up as a Muslim inside Israel. I like Israel. I don't want to diss on Israel. I know there's a lot of Malaysians who also don't like Israel, but I like Israel, but I also don't think it's a successful country. I think they failed in how they treated people like me. And so I also felt like I didn't matter for 20 years. Then I went to Harvard. I thought I mattered, finally. I thought I was very, very important, finally. But then the minute I landed into Harvard, I realized, shit, I'm like the stupidest guy here. I don't matter again. And so it's like not having a voice for like 24 years ended up being like a pressure cooker. And then the pressure cooker, it doesn't, if you seal it, it explodes. And so I exploded with my videos. That my anger is like, I make those videos because I'm angry at how the world is. And I think that's why I scream in the videos. That's why they're important to make, because fucking something must change. And that's why the video started.
So when those videos, you were creating it every single day because you mentioned you want to force yourself to create so that you can hone your skills, correct?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of dip into that daily routine. How was it like? Did you have a life?
I lost a lot of friends. I made a lot of friends because of it, and I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of family relationships, and it's not easy. You wake up. The daily routine is very simple. You wake up at 9. The video uploads at 9. You see the video, it doesn't do well, so you get depressed for 2 hours. You're like, God damn it, why did this video fail? Then you say, okay, I gotta pick it up again. From 11 to 1, you find the video idea. You must find a video idea and script it. Then from 1 to 5, you must shoot it because the sun is gonna come down. Okay, you shot it at 5, then you go home. From 5 to 10, you must edit it. And then you edit it from 5 to 10, and then from 10 to 11, you must plan tomorrow's video, and then 10 to 11, and then 11, you sleep, you wake up, and you do the same thing every single day for 3 years, every single day. Never
my God.
very, very. So when my dad had a surgery, I couldn't stay there. I had to go and shoot a video, and I told him, I'm sorry, I have to go. Dates were deprioritized to the max. My friend's birthday, I never wished them happy birthday. My friends who got married, there's no way I attend your wedding. It's not something I'm proud of, but the way I realize it, there's a cost and there's a benefit. I paid a cost to it, but I benefited a lot more, and the world benefited, to my opinion, more. So I think it's worth it. Do I recommend it for everybody? Only if you're willing to sacrifice your life for it. If you want to have a family and a kid and a boyfriend and a wife or a husband, I don't recommend it. It depends what you value more.
So those 3 years, did you feel that you were at any point happy doing what you're doing?
Happiness. That's why that thing is, my opinion on this stuff is not very popular. I don't know why.
That's why it's so interesting. I think it's this flip side that I think a lot of people want to get to know. So that's why those 3 years, did you feel like you understood what happiness did? Was happiness something that was not important to you?
No, I think happiness is very cyclical. It's like it goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it's down. So if you index for happiness, if you want to be happy, it's impossible to be always up. That is impossible. So because the way humans work, if someone comes in, like, literally, let's say someone comes and steals all your belongings, you're going to be sad. And no matter how happy you were in the past, you will be sad for at least 2 or 3 days. And so I never really cared about happiness because it comes and goes. It always, and when I was making 1,000 days, happiness was not there. It was like, there's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of days where I was sad. but satisfaction is, I think, what people should index for. I think you should search for satisfaction, not for happiness. So I was so satisfied because I was creating something every day for 3 years. I was satisfied. Was I happy? No, but it doesn't matter, because I think satisfaction is what really I was seeking. So you must ask yourself, what are you seeking?
But satisfaction, isn't it close to happiness in a sense? Where, because when you're satisfied of something, it's a good feeling. And if it's a good feeling, you're happy.
I'm not sure, right? Because I think they're very different things. I think it's very different things. Like you could be a billionaire and you could have built. Oh, look, my teammate, he's watching the live. I think there's a bit of a lag. Because you could be a billionaire, you could be Bill Gates, and you could have really changed the world. So you could be really satisfied. You could be a doctor, you're changing lives. You could be satisfied. But do doctors have sad days? Many times. And so that's why I think we should be more nuanced with this stuff and like figure out exactly what is it that I want, you know?
And right now, you know, my biggest question is regarding your every single day, those 3 years of doing those videos, because I think that's something that no one dares to try. And if they try, they're normally failing because of all the issues that you've mentioned. So is it one thing that makes you super happy? Is it because of like people? Because you're sharing stories about other people. So finding these interesting people, did that bring you satisfaction?
Well, Nas means people in Arabic, right? Nas. So I think the human element of Nas Daily was very important. That is normally what gave me satisfaction. Like if I can make a video about someone and a month later they say, I had 5,000 more people come to my website or use my service because of that video, I'm like, nice. And for me, we're honest, right? You know, this is an honest conversation. Right?
Let's be real.
I think there is an element of power. I think having power is important to me. And you know, some may say, "Oh, Nas Daily is fucking power hungry." I'm not sure power hungry is always like a bad thing. You know, because if you look at the world, right, like the people who have power normally are the ones who cannot be trusted, or the ones that are misusing it, or the ones that or the ones that are too fucking old to have power. And like when you're too old, sometimes you just cannot do right with the power that you have if you're a politician or whatever. So I think a bigger element of Nas Daily is like, do I have the power to inflict change on this thing? Yes, then I love it. Yes, I want to have the power. Yes, I want to be able to tell the story of something that no one else in the world can do. Yes, Nas Daily is power hungry, and the most important thing to remember is when you have the power, can you be responsible? And that's why I surrounded myself with people like my girlfriend, for example, who I believe is like very strict. She's like a very strict person, so she keeps you in check. And like every time I want to do something, she asks me, "Are you doing this because you want power, or are you doing this because you really care about it?" And so if the people around you are just like, yes, man, then you'll end up being a terrible human being. So that's my only advice.
So everyone in the office, they are not yes men people, the people that, you know, in your team, the one who's watching a live stream right now.
No comment. I'm talking in terms of the day 1000. I think some positions are yes, and some positions are combative. It really is. Not everyone is a yes man, but not everyone is a no man. So that would be.
Yeah, because I think you need like followers, you need leaders, you need people who are able to compromise and are team players. I want to come back to people. How do you find interesting people around you? Like, where do you seek them? All your 1 minuters, they're all really properly intriguing human beings. What do you do? Like, do you just walk around like, "Hi, I want to get to know you." Like, how does it work?
Well, I'm sure you do some of this as well, right? It's like, you know, you have millions of people that follow you, And we have millions of people in this network. And the way I do it is I go to a country. Let's say I came to Singapore for the first time 2 years ago, and I make a meetup and I say, anyone that watches Nas Daily, come meet me at this place at this time at this day. And I only make that post available to Singapore, right? So I put a picture, say, dear Singapore, come meet me here if you watch the videos. This is my first time visiting here. 2,000 people shows up. So it really depends on the size of the audience that watches your videos. Okay, let's say I have 1,000 Singaporean locals right now in front of me. Actually, all I need is 20. But let's say there's 1,000 people that show up. I spend 30 minutes every meetup asking them, what videos should I make about, what topics should I make videos about? Who are interesting locals in your community? Tell me more about your mom. Tell me more about your dad. Tell me more about your favorite person. And we have 1,000 locals trying to help you find better video ideas. I end up finding my people, right? Someone says, oh, make a video about this guy that cleaned the lake in Peru. Like, really? And then you see the local news articles, but you don't see any like global news articles about him. Bam, you're the first person to make that content. Bam, you're the first person to share this story to the world. That is very satisfying.
Oh, I love that.
You should do that. So basically,
I've never done it because honestly, I'm a very awkward, shy human being. And this for me, it's comfortable. For me, this like, yo, let's have this conversation. But you know, in person, I'm not a very I don't warm up to people too easily. I have this little gut. So that's something that I feel I want to learn. I want to know, like, how do I just blast this question out and just like, hey, everybody come, let's meet up. So I'm very uncomfortable with the idea of people coming to see me. So last year, I did this kind of like an event where I brought about like 600 people to an event where we pull up, we have like a workshop, we have, we have workshops, we have performances. So it's kind of like a meet and greet, but I hated the idea of a meet and greet. I hated the idea of people come to me and say, hi, Jay, let's take a photo, and that's it. I find that meaningless. And so I made a huge event, you know, encapsulating from music all the way to workshops so that people learn something together. So that's why I don't know how to do it. Like, I think it's more like you have to be interested in people, correct?
Yes, I think you have to be genuinely interested in people. Are you genuinely interested in people?
I'm very interested, but I'm just scared that I'm too forceful because my energy level can be all the way up there and it can be quite intimidating. So that's why I feel like I have to check myself. And maybe because I am very judgmental, every single time whenever I'm talking, I'm continuously editing in my head, especially when I'm, you know, making videos. So I think that is something that I have been struggling with. And another thing that I want to ask you is about being jaded in this realm of social media. Have you ever felt like you're jaded at any point?
What does jaded mean?
Jaded means you're cynical, means you feel like, yeah, I'm used to it. I've seen that. I've been there, done that. Not interesting. Move on. Next channel, please. Have you ever felt that?
Yeah, I have. There's really two feelings when it comes to social media. One is like disappointed, is like, you know, being attacked. And two is being just like bored. I've definitely had the two phases. I've had the phase of being like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these videos. I'm tired. People should be tired of me. You should be tired of me already. You know, I made 1,000 fucking videos, right? Why? Someone said Nas is a cynical guy. That's probably true. I mean, I don't know exactly how to answer this, but I've definitely felt those feelings before. Social media is cutthroat. It's not for everybody, and I really think it can hurt your mental state. There's a lot of herd mentality in social media, right? If you make something that is controversial, that is like not against the social norm, then you are attacked relentlessly. And if you continue the same narrative that you're expected to do, then you are rewarded with likes, clicks, love. And I have been rewarded many, many times. But the minute you go against the flow, you're screwed. And so that kind of bothers me about social media. I also sometimes got sick of like I'm sick of Instagram, if I'm honest with you. I don't like Instagram. I think Instagram is just a bunch of like, eye candy. It's eye candy. Who's better looking? Who's better looking? Who's got more skin? Who's doing the stupidest thing? And it's like, I can't compete. I can't compete, right? I can't compete with those vloggers that are like buying $1 million worth of paintball and stuff. I can't compete with the people that go to throw a party every day and have a mansion. I can't compete. I can't compete with the beautiful people because I'm not as beautiful. So then I realized, like, how can I compete, right? How can I remain interesting and add value to this world? And so that's part of the reason why Nas Daily has shifted to be where it is now, and the topics are but the same topics that you're familiar with. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was like a kind of a roundabout answer, but
No, but so what I gather is that when you feel cynical, you've done something about it, and right now that's why you've shifted kind of like the voice of your channel right now, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So when it comes to being jaded, there's also such a thing as burnout. You are a crazy human being. You managed to dedicate 3 years of your life
I still
to
do
create.
every day. Every day.
How? Have you ever felt burnout? How do you deal with it? Because I can share a little bit about what I have been going through last year, I think. So it stresses me out when things don't go my way.
Yeah.
And I continue, especially when working with brands. That's how I'm surviving, right? I don't earn based on revenues. I work because of brand integration, and I'm working together with brands and featuring their products and stuff. And sometimes, like you said, social media is cutthroat. You continuously want to create, you want to be real, and you want to be able to make something interesting and unique, put it out there for the market. And your clients, they come in and they say the same goddamn shit to tell you, oh, I want my product 15 seconds more, stuff like this. It makes me really upset. And continuously over the years, I've felt that. And last year, I just had the burnout. I was like, done. I'm done with this. And
you wanted to quit?
I wanted to quit. I was like, I just want to go into marketing. I love marketing. I love creating videos, but I don't want to see my face anymore. I don't want to edit and have my face there anymore, honey. I don't want to see that. So that was why. What happened last year, towards the end of last year, and dealing with that burnout, I went to see a therapist. I went to talk to a bunch of different people, and they say the same thing, just relax. But I'm a type A human being. I don't know how to relax. So I'm going to throw the question back to you. Like, have you ever experienced burnout, and have you ever relaxed?
Have I burned out? I burned out many times, but I mean burnout as in have I not done anything for a week or for a day? Have I just like relaxed for a week? I don't think I've done that in the past 4 years.
Wow.
I don't, I really feel like I'm completely with you. I think I've had mental breakdowns for sure, but I think I commend you for going to a therapist. And, my girlfriend keeps telling me, Aline keeps telling me, go see a therapist. You need one. And she said, but my dad is a therapist. So I kind of avoid therapists because I have this complications in me where I'm very stubborn. So I've definitely needed a therapist for a good portion of the Nas Daily Day 1000 journey. For me, the way I think about it is like this, we're in I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're in your 20s. 20s?
Yeah.
Okay. Important not to be tens. Anyway,
no, I'm 20. I'm 29 this year. What about you?
Oh, great. I'm 28. And I feel like, look, in between 20 to 30, like this is the time to work. Like I don't view this as a time to relax. I don't view this as a time to enjoy any lifestyle that we want. I don't think of this as the time to go and chill on a beach. I'm actually quite strongly against that. And I also feel like, I have this problem where like if the social media teaches you that if you don't build something continuously every day, it will fall down. Like if you go a week without creating, you will lose momentum. So I'm a big believer in momentum. You continue the day 1000. It felt like running. When you run, if you notice, the first 3 miles are the hardest. Mile 3 is when you want to quit. Mile 10 is when you feel like this is easy. Mile 15 is easy. Mile 20 is the hardest. So the 3 and 20 are hard, but anything between that is easy. And that's why it's important to never take a break for me, because starting from scratch for me is very, very hard. So yeah, I burned out many times. I cried many times. But there's something about public commitment. There's something about that. When you commit to something, like when you commit to your boyfriend, when you commit to a relationship, for example, you just cannot go and cheat, right? It's just not okay. And so when I commit to a video schedule, especially if it's a public commitment, it is really not an option anymore to break that commitment. And I take my commitments very seriously. I haven't worn a different kind of t-shirt in the last 3 years. So I have 20 of the same t-shirt, by the way, don't worry.
Yep.
I've never, never cheated. And so I think that idea of respecting deadlines helps you a lot, because you realize you don't have two options anymore, sleeping or working. You only have one option, which is working. And that really helps. 90% of it is mental, only 10% of it is physical. Now, if you have a limp or if you have a disability, yes. Or if you have a mental issue, definitely don't work hard. But if you don't have any of those, you probably don't need to take a day out. Sorry if that's a little bit,
I love this, because it's a total different point of view. Because people are telling me, Jen, you need to relax. This is the perfect time. You're stuck at home right now. You need to relax. And for me, it's so the first 3 days of this whole RMO, I was lying down there watching Netflix for 3 days, and I started feeling like this cloud of sadness started brewing. Because I was not producing, I was not creating, I didn't feel like I had a purpose. And that was when I started doing live stream every single day, trying out your one day,
that's cool.
Creating something every single day. So I think it was very interesting when you put out the point of public promise, commitment.
Yeah, public promise, yeah.
Yeah, that was something that I never really thought about it that way. Because every single day I've been doing live streams, and committing to that is something that I couldn't break. Same as what you just mentioned. And there is some kind of purpose to that, and that brings me, that keeps me going. Mm-hmm. And so if not, I feel like if I'm stuck at home, I will go crazy. I feel like I'll slowly go insane, and I don't think I'll be able to deal with it. So I'm just curious, like, if you are stuck at home, you don't have social media, zero connection, can you handle it?
Can I handle it? Well, people have gone through much worse. So
sure, but we're not comparing with other people. We're just talking about you.
I should be able, humanly speaking, is it physically possible? Yes. Then I should be able to handle it, right? It's like you look at the limit, the physical limit of a human being, and that's it. If you see it, someone else was able to handle it, then it should be very, very possible. Now, I look at it even in terms of like spending 30 years in jail. Was someone able to do it? Yes. That's inspirational, because that means humanly it is possible to be done. Therefore, I should be able to do it. So yeah, I should be able to be flexible enough to stay at home. I will go crazy. Sure, it will be hard, but it's certainly not unnatural or unhuman. So I think
human beings, we all have the capacity for change. I really believe in that, and we're able to morph based on our surroundings, and whether or not you're paying attention to your surroundings, that is something that's very important. So for me,
that's why you should go and visit North Korea, because that is the one place in the world where people has been stretched, as human beings have been stretched to believe in something that the whole world disagrees with. And that shows the power of propaganda. Propaganda is a wonderful thing. There's propaganda in the US, there's propaganda in North Korea, there's propaganda in China, Malaysia, Singapore, there's propaganda in Nas Daily. Building propaganda is hard, but people are shaped very easily by propaganda. And that's why, yeah, so as you said, people are shaped very easily. And the most extreme side of it is in North Korea. So anyway, you were saying?
I've never been to North Korea, but I've seen vlogs, I've seen videos out there about North Korea, and I think it's absolutely fascinating. That's something that's in my bucket list when we are able to fly again.
Yeah.
And, I hope that, if ever we pop by Singapore, if we ever get to fly again and come to Singapore, I would love to, come and check you out. And also, I think it's really cool that you are doing this academy thing, Nas Daily Academy. Can you share with us about that a little bit?
Let me show you. This is this is the office. This is we're kind of like that's the academy stuff over there, and that over there is the number of days we've been working. So remember, I had a day 1,000 commitment to make 1,000 videos. Now I have another 1,000-day commitment to create a company, and so we're day 429 now. Yeah, the academy. So I'll tell you something about content creation. Like, the truth is, I'm only interesting for 5 years, and I've been kind of in the spotlight for 2 years. So I have 3 years left. 3 years from now, like, you will not want to do an Instagram live with me, because my shelf life is over, and you have a shelf life. I have a shelf life. Every creator has a shelf life on social media. The idea is, when your shelf life disappears, no more brand deals, no more income, nothing, and no more telling of your message. So what the hell do you do? And so that has been sort of what I've been thinking about for the last 429 days. How I have the Mickey Mouse. Everybody knows Mickey Mouse. Everybody knows this Mickey Mouse. But I need to build the Walt Disney. How do you build the institution rather than the individual? And so this is why now I'm shifting to like building a company, building the academy. We're building Nas Studios and Nas Academy. And the idea of Nas Studios is we create content for companies around the world, and we create it very fast, and we make them effective, but we don't make TV commercials. So that's Nas Studios, and it's like a company with 20 employees or so right now. And then Nas Academy is like, it's an academy to teach people how to go from nothing into like a mini Nas Daily. So over a month period, we teach you how to storytell, how to script, how to edit, how to shoot, how to publish. And we believe universities will end up disappearing in the future, and we believe they will be replaced by academies for specific things. So you should go for an academy to learn software engineering. You're going to go for an academy to learn content creation. You're going to go to an academy to learn nursing, but you're not going to go to a school to dick around for 4 years doing nothing. So that's kind of the stuff we're building for the future, and that's what that's the only thing in the world I'm interested in right now. That's my next day 1,000.
So for people, is only for Singaporeans, or is for anyone in the world to be able to join this academy?
It's only Singapore. Right now, it's only Singapore. We want to build it country by country. So we want to build a Singapore office. Philippines is next. India, US. Those are kind of like the 4 things. And, I also need to recognize what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. So, I'm not the best CEO. So for the academy, we just hired a CEO. And so I'm giving this guy the resources, the brand, the support, anything they need to build up this as a real business. And the idea is to basically work with like 5 CEOs, and that's it. And I'll just be just making videos. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know that you're going to have so much things to do before
I want to get to know you for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Can I?
Okay, sure, of course.
Okay. Who are you? How
I'm
did
Jen.
you go from day 0 in your life to now?
It's been 10 years in the making. I started off doing just
So you're 10
music
years old?
first.
Now, who are you as a human?
As a human being, what do you mean?
Like before So I'm Jen.
Before So I'm Jen, I was performing at pubs. So we're talking about during college, I studied psychology, I studied communications, and I made like my little pocket money just performing at pubs. and I really loved writing songs. So that was my passion of just creating music. So my first ever YouTube video was literally 10 years ago, and that song was called I Can't Find the Light. It's basically a song about what happens, or I wonder what happens if someone without a religion, if that person dies, will you see the light? So that was the song that I put up for the first ever song. And then from there, I am a seeker. So I am not, I don't have a religion as of now, but I'm a seeker. And but at that point, you know, because my father wasn't going through, wasn't the best shape. And then I was just curious about those thoughts. And that's when I didn't know how to deal with it, so I wrote a song about it. Nice. And then what happened after that was songs and covers. And I made one video that kind of shared the struggles of a Malaysian indie singer-songwriter. And that video just kind of gave me that little push. And that was when I realized people really enjoyed watching me talk shit and just be an asshole and be dumb fuck, right? Yeah. So that kind of made me realize like, hey, I'm actually funny. And just coming back to like Instagram, you know, you got all these beautiful, beautiful people, all the glam. Yeah. I was on the Explore page one day, and then I saw that I can never compete with them. That's what you said. That's literally something that I could relate because funny. I can never be that beautiful because I'm not interested in that. I can never be that rich because I don't care about those things. And then I knew what I loved, and that was making people laugh. I knew that I was shameless enough to make crazy ass videos. Like I remember I wore a wedding gown and I would just dance in the middle of like a shopping mall just so that I could get a reaction. And things like that. When I get feedback and people tell me that you're funny, that just kept me going. And then that was 10 years in the making. And then now I am where I am, being stuck at home, doing live stream with freaking Nas Daily. What the fuck?
That's so funny. Okay, and so that's the past 10 years. What do you want to do in the next 10 years?
My goal is to create kind of like a consulting firm, so to speak. I really like coming up with ideas for brands, campaigns. I think that's something that I'm very interested in because I have a very clear understanding of my audience, especially. And my audience is like a good demographic of people. And I like figuring out a concept or a campaign that targets them and it makes that brand experience sexy instead of just like, hey, buy this shit, it's good. Like I want to figure out a campaign that makes a product interesting and that's cool. Like I said, sexy. Yeah, so that's my goal.
I think you have a lot of creativity. I remember seeing one of your videos, or like a music video. It was a music video. I think it was shot with you and your boyfriend. I thought it was very creative shots. I was like,
which one was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Because that would be something that...
Stop motion? It was like kind of like shot in stop motion. Yeah. Like it started like in bed, you're waking up, something that from above. It was shot from above, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that is really cool. Like I could never make these videos. It requires like a different level of creativity that I don't think I have. And so I thought it was really, really cool. So you definitely got the creativity. And this is when I realized this is a creator. This is a true creator because it's really quite a lot of creation to get that thing out. I don't know anything music-wise. I'm musically stupid. So I just know like visually speaking. So I thought that was really cool. And that's why I've known about you ever since. And I'm not allowed in Malaysia for many reasons. But one day, if you're in Singapore, definitely come over. We would love to host you. And I'm in the process of maybe getting another passport. And if I do, then I'll definitely want to enter Malaysia.
Yes.
And so I'll let you know. And hopefully that'll be okay by Malaysians. We'll see.
We'll see. But thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this. I think a lot of my Malaysian viewers, they are so excited that you were willing to do this live stream. I'm so happy, and I hope to see you soon, okay?
Thank you so much for having me on your Instagram, and continue doing this every day.
Stay safe, stay hydrated. Bye.
Bye.